For Christmas, I want a dragon. Okay, be realistic. I would like a TV show about some A-spec people with a QPR with each other and for it to actually be canon in the show. What color dragon do you want? Purple. Okay, this is just... It hits too hard, okay? This is just sad. It's sad. Because we would love a show like that. Because most A-spec characters are sadly non-canon. And come on, we need better shows. Anyways, hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. As you can already tell by the first meme, today we're doing some aroacememes because we love the aroacememes. And if we're not gonna get representation, we're at least gonna get memes. Alright? You know the drill though. Before we continue with our memes, go get hydrated, grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink. And then we'll look at some memes. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's continue on. Growing up aroace, like, what the fuck? This is what it feels like. Because it's everywhere. Everyone constantly seems to be making out or having a crush or talking about how hot everyone is. And you're just kind of confused by it. Oh well. Everyone you meet always asks if you have a career, are married, or own a house, as if life was some kind of grocery list, but nobody ever asks if you're happy. Now, I don't think the dude is actually aroace, but he does bring up a very good point. Because life isn't a grocery list. And as much as people want to make you feel like certain things are something you have to achieve, like starting a family or getting married, you really don't have to do those things if you don't want to. You know, but still, the constant bringing it up is very unnecessary and kind of avoids the important question like, hey, are you happy? Are you doing okay? You know, which would actually be a more important question to ask, but oh well. How people treat sexual orientation as explained with furniture. Heterosexuality is a couch. Nobody even bats an eye if you keep it in the living room for everyone to see. It's simply expected. I mean, where the hell else would you keep it? Hidden in a bedroom? No, that would be weird. Homosexuality is a bed. Having a bed in a public room is considered weird and gross. You're expected to keep it in a private bedroom. You close the door before anyone else comes over. Because even though there are 1,000,001 things someone can do on a bed that aren't sexual, and plenty of ways to have sex on a couch, the first and foremost thing anyone associates with beds is sex. Bisexuality is a Western-style futon. Sometimes it functions like a couch, and sometimes it functions like a bed. But whichever position it's in at the moment, it's still a goddamn futon. People who want to use it as a couch give you shit for not having a real couch, and people who want to use it as a bed give you shit for not having a real bed. It's acceptable in your living room, but only if you make extra certain you put it in couch position and hide the sheets before company comes over. Otherwise, you'd better hide it in a guest room. Asexuality is a table. No matter how many times you tell people it's not meant to be sat on, dickheads with no manner will try to park their nasty asses on it anyways. I swear to God. I kind of wish this wasn't true. Because why does it matter? Because literally that's the thing. I know, especially for gay men, it is very sexualized in general, and gay men themselves also love making jokes about sex. And honestly, that's okay. Like, honestly, if you love sex and love making jokes about it, go off. Literally, that's like half of what RuPaul's Drag Race is, and it's freaking hilarious. But when other people do it, it becomes very redundant, you know, and it just making it very clear that the only thing they think of when they see gay people is that they have sex differently, I guess, than the straight people do, you know, and then that's the only thing they focus on. And the one about bisexuals just hit too hard because people like giving the bisexuals shit and telling them to pick a side, you know? And as someone who likes sitting on things that aren't meant to be sit on, I feel very called out by the bottom one about bisexuals. But listen, if it's my own goddamn table, I will sit on it. If it's someone else's table, I won't. Okay? I can sit on my own asexuality. Back off. When they look straight in your eyes as they're putting it in, I laughed too hard. Listen, I don't think they were originally thinking of pizza, but I should hope if it's posted on things that turn you on, that if they're putting it in, you're already turned on. So what are you doing? I'm really hoping you're referring to pizza at this point. Family, are you seeing anyone? Me, like a spirit? Looks around. Not at the moment. Concerned looks. Oh, you meant a relationship. Okay, is this brilliant? Or is it completely stupid? Because I'm kind of leaning towards brilliant. Because if they keep asking, and you keep telling them, no, I'm not interested in dating, and they keep asking anyways, then honestly, this might be a very good solution. You know? Okay, please don't feed the aces. But why not? You can't keep garlic bread from the aces. That is just rude. That is rude. Don't do it. You know? Maybe make sure they eat something else apart from garlic bread. You know, kind of for a very diet, because yeah, but why would you feed the aces? That's rude. Them. Have you got a partner yet? Me. Inhales. What is gonna happen after you inhale? That's what I'm worried about. Because are you just gonna educate them? And you're just taking a very deep breath, so you have a lot of breath to explain. Because, let's face it, you're gonna need to explain it a lot sometimes. Or are you just gonna yell at them incoherently and run off? Because that would also kind of be fair. I'm curious. Band. Sings about being in love. No, can't relate. Florence and the Machine. Sings about being a big tall tree, watching as the world ends, and becoming an omnipresent goddess who lives in the wood with her dryad brethren. Me, with tears in my eyes. Me too, Florence, me too. I mean, I want to say fair. Because if you've never been in love, of course you're not going to be able to relate to love songs. And it's just going to seem so overdone, and suddenly it seems like every song is about love. But then you find Florence and the Machine and it's about being a big tall tree at the end of the world. I don't listen to Florence and the Machine. I have no idea what song you're talking about, but it's kind of part of queer culture to say same or I feel you to things that probably shouldn't or can't actually be relatable, but they kind of are. You know, Minority Monsters, they didn't know who they were until they found themselves. Ooh, a bakery. Gasps. A succubus. Are you going to steal my energy through rough yet powerfully erotic sex? Nah, thanks, not my thing. But you're a succubus, isn't that what you do? Yeah, my parents are really disappointed. Cake. Madame Lucien declined the asexual succubus. That's cute, like even her tail has a little like ace symbol. That is adorable. But honestly, this is kind of what it feels like. People expect you to be the thing you were born as, right? In this case, most people just assume all humans are heterosexual. And then they get really weird when they find out you're not. Like a lot of them don't care. But I think especially with like Ace and Arrow, people really don't understand it. Because being like, okay, you kind of feel the same way I do, maybe about a different gender than I do, is easier to understand for people than not feeling a certain thing at all. That's where it falls apart very quickly for a lot of people, because they can't really imagine that. And they go off and like, oh my god, but how can you live without this thing? Well, pretty easily, actually, for a lot of people. I tell my friend what aroace is. Later, I ask both of them what each flag is. One says aerosexual, the other says aromantic. One says aerosexual, the other says aromantic. So this flag is now aromantic, and this flag is aerosexual now, apparently. They were very close. Listen, they got a little confused, but they got the spirit. Because listen, if you're new to this kind of terminology, it can kind of be hard to remember the exact word, but it's just funny. But still, it seems like they're supportive. They just got a little messed up. You know, it's okay. It's okay, they'll get there. Aroaces that experience aesthetic attraction be like, she is tolerable, I suppose, but she's not handsome enough to tempt me. I mean, that seems fair. That seems fair. Because if you have like a lot of aesthetic attraction towards people as well, it can actually be very easy to assume that must be like romantic or sexual attraction if you don't have either. But listen, there is a difference. And I think, was it this aroace video, like TikTok video I did a few weeks ago, where we actually had a TikTok which explained it quite well. So I haven't checked that out yet. You can do that later. Asexual and aromantic people exist. The rest of the what? Yeah. Like I said, they confused. They're very confused. So confused. I swear to God, they don't get it. That's just called getting mad bitches. Fair point. Okay, your aroace isn't getting any. True though. But first you gotta gas. But listen, if the goal is to get as little bitches as possible, that is not actually that much of an insult to tell them they're getting no bitches, because they're like, yeah, I know that was the entire plan. But I love that you gasp for the drama of it anyways. Aroaces, when someone asks if they're dating, run away, just run away. Fair. Like I said, if you inhale, either you can explain it to them, or you can just scream at them and run away. Or if you don't feel like screaming, you just run away. Take your pick. I'm angry, not death. LGBT angry. The A stands for angry now. I'm kind of okay with that. I prefer the A standing for angry than for ally, because as much as we love our allies, the whole point is kind of not to have you in the community, but supporting the community. So why would we have you in the acronym for a community? But angry is actually very fair for a lot of queer people, because we have a lot of reasons to be angry. So I'm sorry they kind of stole our A, but I'm kind of here to support it. A movie set in ancient Rome. Yes. Romance is involved in the main plot. Nope, I'm out of here. Again, the same as with songs. Suddenly, the more you're annoyed by something, because maybe you've just had one of those weeks where multiple people asked you, or you were at a family gathering and they asked you constantly if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner or anything, or if you're seeing anyone, like over and over. And then you just come home and you want to watch a movie, and then this happens, and then it's just worse. Oh my god. Wait, you learned how to use a bow and arrow, right? Yes? So, do you consider yourself an aroace? Yes. Yay. Did you just learn how to use a bow and arrow for the meme of it? Because I'd appreciate it if you did, but also being able to use a bow and arrow is just pretty cool in general. Is it just queer people who are obsessed somehow with bows and arrows, or is that a thing straight people do too? Oh well. Mario games. Save the Princess Peach and defeat Bowser. Zelda games. Save Princess Zelda and defeat Ganon. Kirby games. Eat food and fight God. Now you tell me which is the right game for the queers. Well, to be honest, if you're a lesbian, probably the first two. But if you're aroace, Kirby seems like the right pick, you know? Okay, there is love without sex, there is sex without love, and then there is you without both. But again, if that was the goal in the first place, it's not actually an insult. But I love how pressed people get about it, who are so obsessed with finding a relationship or finding hookups, but can't. And then they get pressed, and those people get especially mad if you're just like, yeah, I don't even care in the first place, like, how y'all spend so much energy on like trying to find something, you know? It's kind of funny. Okay, falling in love can be deadly. Please stay on the trail. This is the kind of vandalism I'm actually here for, because you can still very clearly read the actual warning. It's fine, but it's still funny, you know? Okay, please do nothing to the cook. No kissing, no hugging, no nothing. Stay in your lane, maybe say thank you, you know, because that's just polite. But still, don't do nothing to the cook. Arrow alert. Romance not found. Cool, okay. I like these two options, because like, cool, and okay. Because maybe you're not quite cool with the fact that you're aromantic yet, but once you kind of accept it more and get used to it, you could choose cool. But if you're not quite there yet, if it's just something you know but you're not really cool with, you could just click OK. You know? Meme subreddits. Here are at least 5 crush memes daily. They're funny because they're Hollywood nonsense, right? They're funny because of Hollywood nonsense, right? Sure. That's what it is. But then you go outside and you talk to actual people, and I mean, I know actual people make memes, but that's still, like, then you talk to people and you realize that they actually do talk about it a lot, and just really look at like random people they've just met and be like, oh yeah, no, that person's really hot, like I want to start dating them, like I'm really attracted to them. Because for a lot of people it just matches up, you know? And you're just like, what? You're saying it because it's funny, right? Right? But it isn't. They don't. Oh well. Me, enjoying my life. Someone telling me they have a crush on me. Oh well. Things were going well. And can I just point out that couples who wear the same outfit is, I don't know, it depends. If it's like elderly couples, it's actually kind of cute again. If it's like straight couples, otherwise it's just really, it's weird. But then again, if queer people do it, it's kind of cute again, you know, because I guess I'm biased. Oh well. Person nudging me in the ribs and winking. So, which way do you swing? My arrow ace ass. I fell off. What? The swing. I fell off it. No swinging for me, just like chilling in the sandbox and filling up the people's shoes with sand. Please don't fill my shoes with sand. I hate having sand in my shoes. But apart from that, go ahead. If you see people being rude to other people, like use your sand filling powers for good, you know? If you see people being rude or disrespectful, those are the kind of shoes you want to fill with sand. Okay, the concept of platonic marriage is so appealing, not gonna lie. You mean, I can marry whoever I want, get tax benefit and a roommate, and I don't have to worry about them thinking I'm unattractive. King shit. This post is a year and a half old, and it's literally so funny to me. I'm aromantic now. Yeah, I think you were aromantic then too. Yeah, people who experience romantic attraction don't often think about platonic marriage. You know? I've thought about it constantly, because the tax benefit, you know, and like having to pay less for your health insurance, because it's just kind of assumed that your partner will take care of you if something happens to you. It's kind of practical. Yeah. Alright, now we have a few cute cat memes. Because look at this little kitty. Look at how happy it is sleeping in the bed. How I can sleep at night, now that I know that I can be horny as fuck and still not want to frick anyone. Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like some aces, because it's a spectrum, like don't really get horny at all. Because the same with like any sexuality really. Like some people just have more horny than others. You know? But even if you do have the horny, it's okay if you don't want to do anything about it. And it's okay if you do want to do something about it alone. And it's okay if you want to do things with other people. But again, if you don't want to do it with other people, you can just sleep like this, you know? How I sleep at night. Knowing fantasizing about sex doesn't mean I need to actually have sex with someone IRL. Yeah, same as the last one. Honestly, why, like, don't let anyone tell you what you can and can't do, because it's your asexuality, really. And I know people, especially with queer people, love getting involved in other people's sex lives. And it's weird. Tell them to fuck off and do what you do, you know? How I sleep at night, now that I know the difference between libido and sexual attraction. Exactly. Because the horny from your libido just kind of happens, because sometimes your hormones are like, hey, but your sexual attraction is like, no. And that's kind of the difference, you know? It's kind of, I think someone brought up like hunger versus appetite, because hungry would be the libido, because you just get hungry, and some people get hungry more frequently or more intensely than other people. Whereas the appetite is the actual attraction, where you look at something and you just go, oh yeah, I want to eat that. You know? So the hungry / horny just kind of happens sometimes. With the horny, you don't need to do anything about it. If you're hungry, maybe consider eating something, you know? Okay. Now that we've seen some cute cat as well, I feel like I can end this video in peace, you know? So I hope you enjoyed the memes. I hope you hydrated. And yeah, like I said, if you're hungry, maybe go grab a snack or a meal or something, you know? And either way, I'll be back in 3 days with my next video.